Ready for the last part of International Drive? Come along with us and see what other hidden gems we found.
Hello.
Welcome back to a Gem in Orlando podcast. If you've never seen our faces before, we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm Gemma.
I'm Matt.
And we are a husband and wife team for about a month. Oh,
Yep.
Exactly a month now.
Oh, today, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly a month. Yeah, we've been married a month today. But yeah, we've been together quite a long time, and we've been on Orlando trips as children and one Orlando trip as adults. Was going to be adults only, and then we had our beautiful little miracle, our daughter Savannah. So we do delve into adults only content still, but we are primarily family content. But yeah, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, give us a comment. Go watch our other videos. I'm going to put a link to some of them in this episode anyway, because we're down the bottom end of International Drive now. This is part 3. So if you haven't seen part 1 or 2, go and watch those. I'll link those in the description as well. But first of all, as we always do, there's not a lot really of news around, and you'll probably see I've had a haircut as well. So
Yeah, so have I. I'm happy in my one, am I?
no, you're not.
It cut it way too short.
Yeah, I thought now the wedding's done, chop it all off. Anyway, Orlando news this week. Soaring Around the World returned to Epcot.
Okay.
So for a little while, when they do one of the festivals, they change it to Soaring Over California, which is the original one. Which people love. People are not huge fans of Soaring Around the World, so it's kind of come with mixed reviews again. But yeah, so that's returned on the 28th of February, and that will be running until they decide to change it again. Who knows when that will be. Universal, they're testing Skull Island Reign of Kong. They're testing it now in 2D rather than 3D. So it's just basically the same ride, but without the 3D glasses.
Okay.
And obviously they've changed
Why
the projector. Not sure. We're not sure why it's being done.
Okay.
But yeah, it's very, very, very odd why they're doing that. But yeah, I think they're going to see people's reactions, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So that's all the news this week.
Not a lot, is there then?
No, not really. Not much coming out of the parks at the moment, but a lot of the festivals and stuff are in full swing. So we should be getting some more news, and we should hopefully in the next month be getting some news about Halloween stuff. So stay tuned, and if we hear anything, we will let you guys know first. So this is International Drive Part 3. Now we did the top end, which is the Universal end, where we stayed. We went down to where we stayed.
Yeah.
And then we did the middle for Part 2. And then Part 3, I was really struggling this week.
There's many hotels down there, isn't there?
It is, the bottom end is mainly hotels and the SeaWorld parks. Some of the SeaWorld parks anyway. So it's very sparse, and I remember it being quite sparse.
Yeah,
When we were going down to SeaWorld, because we went down to SeaWorld. We didn't go down to SeaWorld through International Drive, but we went down Universal Boulevard and then come round that way. Yeah. But it was very sparse there as well. But I imagine it's because SeaWorld own a lot of land around there, and maybe they might want to expand in the future or something like that. Maybe that's why it's so desolate. So we're just I've found a few highlights. It's not gonna be a long episode, this one. So yeah, we've got Red Lobster. I've never had a Red Lobster. You heard of it, haven't you?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, I've never had a Red Lobster. I imagine it's seafood.
Yeah, I imagine so.
What might not be? Yeah, so that's just before SeaWorld. So if you're going to SeaWorld for the day and you want something cheap and cheerful, Red Lobster's literally right there. As I say, SeaWorld is there as well as Aquatica and Discovery Cove. Now, I'm going to link in the description. We have all of our videos. We have all the videos out for this series on SeaWorld, Aquatica and Discovery Cove. So if you want to check those out further, I'm not going to go into loads of detail because there's no point, because we have the other videos about it. So yeah, they're linked in the description as well. Chocolate Kingdom. I remember hearing about this.
Never heard of it.
It's a chocolate factory tour.
Oh, okay.
But obviously I don't really like American chocolate. I'm not really a huge fan of it. Are you?
Yeah.
Not a fan. We like Cadbury's. We're Cadbury's people. But yeah, so that's...
I'm sure it's nice chocolate though.
Well, I'm sure it is. Yeah, out of the factory. I bet it's lovely. So it's a museum and a factory. The website is just down here. It's open from 11:30 till 5 p.m. daily. And for adults, it's £22.13. Now, that sounds really precise, but I imagine that's because that's including the tax.
$22, 13
cents. Yeah,
okay.
I imagine that's because they've added
Yeah,
the tax
yeah,
on
yeah.
already, whereas a lot of places in Orlando don't add the tax on. And kids aged 4 to 12 are $17.46. So that's
Yep.
with tax. So that's not too bad. I mean, if you want something to do, but on your rest day, but it's a chocolate factory. You can go to Cadbury World in Birmingham. I mean, that's really expensive though nowadays.
Never been.
You've never. Oh my God, you've never been.
Oh.
We're gonna have to take Savannah, aren't we? Escapology, which is an escape room. We mentioned in the first series we have got International Drive. We did everything. We listed like literally everything, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we made that huge mistake of it being a really long episode. No one enjoyed it. So they are still available if you want to go and listen to an hour and a half's worth of content.
Yeah.
But we probably wouldn't recommend it because it just literally lists everything. So we thought in this series we were just going to list the best of the best. So this is probably the best of the best escape room. If you really want something to do, if you're adults only, I would probably recommend this more for adults only rather than families with young children. Or maybe if you are a family that's got kids, maybe 8 and over, might be good for them.
Yeah.
They've got like kids versions of the adult games as well.
Kids version.
Yeah, so they're not as hard.
Oh, okay.
To solve because it's all like you know what escape room is. I'm not going to explain to you what an escape room is. They've got like Scooby Doo, Star Trek ones. They've got loads. They've got a murder mystery one. They've got absolutely loads. It sounds like really good fun. Have to have a minimum of 2 people to do it. Kids.
It'd be boring otherwise by yourself, wouldn't it? Well, actually, no, it wouldn't actually.
Yeah, kids have to be 7 and up. Although we would probably recommend, unless your kid's a genius, which your child might be, I don't know. But unless your child's a genius, I'd probably say maybe 8 or 9 would probably be a better age for an escape room. Prices do depend on the game. So the website, I'm going to link down here if you want to go and check that out. As I say, it is mainly hotels this end. I couldn't find anything really, really concrete. That you've got your TGI Fridays, you've got an Applebee's down this side. But yeah, this is literally...
Is that it?
all I could find.
Oh, okay.
Down the bottom end, like I say, it is hotels and everything.
Yeah.
This end. So it's really sparse down the other end of International Drive. But again, as I say, I imagine that's because
Well, you've got to put hotels somewhere, haven't you?
SeaWorld have probably bought a lot of land.
You've
got
got to put hotels somewhere, haven't you? So why?
Yeah.
Why not put it at that end?
Yeah, I mean, if you're interested, comment down if you want us to do an episode on hotels and villas, because we're quite happy to do that. Because next week we are going to be talking about the Kennedy Space Center.
Oh yeah.
Now we know that's not in Orlando. We know that.
It's an hour's drive though, isn't it?
Yes, it is not far though. It's a bit like Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, and I think it's a really good day out for your kids that are like space, like love space things and things like that. I think it's gonna be a really good. I went years ago. I don't really remember it. But I think it's a really good attraction, so I think we should cover it.
It's good. I went there when I was younger.
I think we should cover it, and we're going to cover it whether you like it or not. But if you want to know any more about International Drive hotels, just honestly comment down. We're so open to your guys' suggestions for what content you want to see, because otherwise we're just going to keep doing what we want to do. Yeah. We've got a lot to cover as well. I think we're going to do a whole episode on accessibility in each park.
Yeah, it's good.
So Walt Disney World, we're going to do an episode on Walt Disney World, an episode on Universal, and an episode on SeaWorld. Yeah. The SeaWorld group, anyway. Because I feel like I've looked so many times on YouTube for accessibility for disabled people, and there's a few videos, but there's not like a really comprehensive, and you know us, we like to do comprehensive things. Yeah. So just let us know in the comments what you think. If you haven't watched the other two, the other two are a little bit longer than this one. But again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week for Kennedy Space Center.
See you next week.
Bye.